And because we are live, well, we were live before, I think, and then we went and share it. It's a strange one, this live, because we didn't set up before. So I hope some people will join us as we want to start and talk about stuff. And good night, everybody. Good night. So there we go. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Please share the live. Invite somebody on. Please go ahead and share it, because we have a lot of things to talk about tonight. So go ahead and share and join. And good night, good night, good night. Good evening, good evening. Good night, sweetheart. Share up the live, yeah, that's right. Share up the live, massive. I like that. Share up the live, massive. I truly like that. Listen. I don't want to look half naked in the live. That's not true. That's not good at all. Not good at all. It's not a good thing to look half naked at all. Good night, everybody. I trust you all had a good Easter. I trust you all ate moderately the bun and cheese. The only thing that kept playing in my mind throughout Easter and Good Friday, it was just how dark it gets when Jesus gave up the ghost and said, Father, forgive them. And then on Sunday, when Mary Magdalene and Salome and Mary the mother of Simon, or one of them, Mary the mother of James, when they went to the sepulchre to anoint Jesus' body and discovered that he is not there. I think the story is that they saw a man who was supposed to be like a sentry or maybe a gardener. It was Jesus disguised himself to them. And they went back and they said, he is risen. Praise the Lord. He is risen. And look at us, because he's risen. Whole bad news today, but praise the Lord, Jesus is alive and sitting at the right hand of God. One, yeah. When they like up the live and share up the live, you hear people quarreling that they're not sharing the live. Go ahead and share the live, man. Invite some people on and do the like. We want to see if we can get through the topics that I advertise. Believe you me, when I decided yesterday that I'm going to come on today, a couple of things on my list, and certainly dealing with the PMP and its pedophiles and rapists and men that get off and abusing young girls was not on my list. What a difference a day makes. And in spite of all of that, Jesus is still alive and sitting at the right hand of God. And he's good. This is we can't start tonight without starting with the current thing. There's no going around that, I'm trying to fix this because I'm not seeing to get. There we go. There's no going around that. We have to start with that, because that is the current thing. Don't you agree? And it is so hard. It is so very, very hard to come on to that. And not being able to skirt past it. But to take it on head on in many ways. I'm trying to find ways. Good night to you all. Just bear with me, because even though I have sat here for the last 40 minutes just trying to wrap it around me and to find a way, just to find a way. And I did pray and ask the good Lord to show me the way, show me the way, Lord, because I really don't know how to do this. Now, this, I mean, there's a political part of it, there's a morality part of it, and then there is the other part of it. And the most important part of it, of course, is a 13-year-old girl. And that is the part of it that I'm having a difficulty how to start with that. Because, yeah, there is a man who has abused his 13-year-old daughter. And I mean, Westmoreland is a parish that is rife with incest, and I've said this before, and it's not guesswork, it's a fact based on my experience down there. And it never ceases to just hit you hard as to how inconceivable this could be, and how indeed it is inconceivable, and yes, it is also pretty prevalent and well known in some quarters with a lot of men. I remember Bunting, as Minister of National Security, gave a gun to a man who himself was having sexual relations with his stepdaughter, with his teenage stepdaughter. His teenage on the lower side of teenage stepdaughter, and Bunting gave him a gun, not understanding that these kind of abuse is not entirely about sex, it's mostly about power, and yeah, destroying the lives of young children who have not yet come of age and be in a position to make choices of their own. And that is a part of it that is most, oh Jesus, help me, Lord, please, help me, Lord, help me. Don't know how to do this, Lord, so please help me, please, please. Thank you, Lord. So let me start from the statement by the PNP under the signature of Angela Brown Burke. And that is a part that is most stinging. That is, it's just hard to understand how grown, learned, educated people have such a tiny basic school mentality about these moral issues. And the response is so knee-jerking, slim, not even political, because I mean I could really relate to it if it was political, if it was like raw politics, but it is not. And so it's all couch the language to say that we have heard, and our first action is to recommend, is to alert the disciplinary committee. From that point of view, I can't understand, and I will never understand how these people function and what their lack of understanding is about issues like these and the men that them have in their party and them have to deal with it. To trigger the disciplinary committee in a matter such as this would have been, and I hate going back to this, but if you're going to trigger a disciplinary committee on something, it would have been when I reported Dayton Campbell. But this is not the matter to trigger a disciplinary committee, because it appears that by triggering the disciplinary committee, you are saying that let's do it the right way because him have rights too. Let's do it this way because maybe it's not true. So let's do it this way. So instead of revoking immediately his membership and bring down brimstone and fire upon him, you go back to the lack of moral clarity. That's where you went to say that we are triggering the disciplinary committee and not throwing him out immediately and rain brimstone and fire upon him. So that is the first thing that jumps out on me about these people who say that they want a country. I will never get it. So let's take it slow. Former member of parliament abuses 13-year-old daughter. Not a 13-year-old child that he doesn't know. His daughter. His 13-year-old daughter. And your response is to trigger a disciplinary committee to look into whether you should throw him out or not, when the only responsibility you have is to give the child the benefit of the doubt and throw him out right away, and then move on to your moral high ground as a political movement. But you just can't go back to this each time, because it is a cabal of rapists and pedophiles and sexual predators, murderers, drug dealers. You go back to your sweet spot to issue a statement, like everybody out statementing each other, as if you don't believe that your first responsibility, your first responsibility is to that 13-year-old child. Nothing else matters. You don't need a whole heap of words salad about Ray and thing. You don't need that. You need a moral high ground. You need to go up there and you need to knock him down, and you need to stand up in the middle of it and say, this is where we at with this 13-year-old child. You couldn't do that. You couldn't. You have to sit down and carefully word something, and then Patricia Duncan and the so-called women's movement come back that up. It is as if we don't have the understanding of what. We don't have an understanding of what it is. We don't have any understanding of what these men are. Either that, either we lack total understanding of what these men are and what they do. Is either that, or we just don't care. Some people would rather to say, we don't care. But how could you possibly learn of this and put out a statement like that? How could you possibly, and you want to run a country where the place filled up, particularly a parish like Westmoreland, with pedophiles and men who sleep with them children, and mothers who know or suspect and do nothing? Because yes, there are those too who suspect. Gone to church hours and nights in a dark bush, left them picnic in a yard in a dark bush and lamp, because them gone to church, gone worship God, and left them picnic to the mercies of these men. And yeah, I do not know what the circumstances are. We don't know if this little girl is, we don't know if Victor is married. Matter of fact, nobody can say if he is. Nobody can pinpoint a girlfriend, a steady relationship. That is usually a very serious red flag for men of his ilk. Very, very serious red flag. But you can't seem to pinpoint that. If anybody know of anything about that, please let me know, because nobody in Westmoreland can tell me. If you have a girlfriend or a steady relationship, if you live with somebody, but clearly, if it was easy for him to take him own child, own daughter, and carry her home, then clearly maybe you don't have a steady relationship. This is extremely hard to deal with. It's extremely hard to talk about, because it is also very prevalent in places like Westmoreland. Yes. Take a 13-year-old girl and daughter and go have sex with her. And the political party that you're a member of chose not to revoke your membership, but chose to say they are reviewing your membership. Come on, people. Wanna rise up, Jamaica. Rise up, Frm.MP player. PMP people, we are back them people here. They chose to review his membership and put it out in blogosphere, put it out in the world that this is what we are going to do, because you have no basic understanding of what he has done. And that's the first thing. And you have so much of them in there that doing these things, and so many of them have gotten the backup from all of you that you don't know if you angle it either, because you have already failed morally to hold any of them accountable. Dwayne Vaz still in charge of, what is his portfolio? I think his portfolio is Jerry and Nephew and D&G and NSA and things. I think that's Dwayne Vaz's portfolio. But you have a portfolio in there, and in spite of all the allegations that have come out against him, only not remove him yet. Him then is still enjoying himself. We don't know if Sylvia is still a member of the PMP. There wasn't a statement to say that we have revoked his membership, blacklisted him, threw him to the dogs. And then the fact that you're still covering up Dayton Campbell, you're still hugging him up and covering him up and protect him, the biggest pedophile of all, the worst of all the transgressors, him, not as worst as Victor, right? He's not accused yet of molesting his daughter. But the People's National Party, under the leadership of Mark Golding, with its chairman as Angela Brownberg and the General Secretary as Dayton Campbell, oh, what else could we expect from you? Wouldn't expect anything better. Wouldn't do no better. That has to be the conclusion. Angela don't have a daughter. She has always pined to have a daughter. She ended up with so many boys because each time she wanted to have a daughter. Maybe God was wise. Maybe that was God's way of punishing you, Angela Brownberg. We're not giving you a little girl because your heart not in the right place when it comes to little girls. So maybe that was God's answer to you. Look at the statement you put out. Reviewing, not revoking. You're reviewing his membership when you were presented with a grand opportunity after all these years and all of these men that have been exposed for one sexual offense or the other. And after all of that, you have not yet come to the conclusion that you have a problem. You have a serious problem with the man them in on the party. And there are many, many more, including Richie Parchment and them people there. Many more. And each time something happens, you miss the moral high ground. You demonstrate that don't have absolutely no moral clarity that is required to lead. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. You can't reach it. It's too high. It's too huge. So you're unable to reach that moral high ground. And so your statement will forever remain what it is, a barely concealed contempt for a slight disruption. I mean, I can't read anything else in it. That you only view this matter as a discontentment, as just a simple little matter that could get past it. Let us put out this statement while we this and while we that and protect the minor. It's not a minor, Angela, because part of the problem is using the correct words. You don't use minor. You say little girl, 13-year-old little girl, a child, a baby. Me the big old 31-year-old, let me a 30-year-old, let me still call them baby. The baby, Angela, not a minor. Don't use those clinical words. You don't get it yet, you don't get it yet. Or you just don't get it, and I don't know. I am totally, I don't know if you'll ever get it. I doubt very seriously that you all will ever get it. That this matter, this one matter, is a matter that requires a certain level of moral clarity. Yeah, I hear you. I see it. And you don't get issue a statement to review a man's membership to your party after it is reported by the police that he has been charged with having sex with his 13-year-old daughter, a child. And all you are doing in your response is reviewing his membership. But I'm going to give you a way out, Mark Golden and Angela Brownborough. Because I don't take advice, you know. But I'm stop giving you advice long time. But I want to give you this one free tonight. I'm giving you this one free tonight. Because no matter how the media refuses to call his name, all of that don't make no difference. Because come Monday morning, that 13-year-old child will not be able to walk into school. 6-7 days from now, she will not be able to walk into school. No matter how them not calling his name. Them cannot call him name. We are calling name. People out there call him name. Doesn't matter if they call him name yes or no. It is already known. Don't forget, we live in a fast-moving electronic age. Every damn thing is out there in 2 minutes, 1 minute. So that child, Angela, will not be able to walk into school in Westmoreland on Monday morning, because if she does, it will be the end of her life. Don't you get it? Don't you get it, Angela? So this poor baby cannot manage walking into school Monday morning, whether the media call him name or not, because our teachers and the people around the area already know. How? What way I'm to stay home? What? Where's our mother? Have you reached out to our mother, Angela? You are Mark Golden? Because the only way we can actually redeem yourself from that stupid statement is to reach out to our mother and get the child out of Westmoreland, you know. Get her out of Westmoreland. Do something. Something. Get her out of Westmoreland. Get her out of the country if you can, if she have relatives abroad. Because this is going to destroy her life. She's 13, for God's sake. 13. Can you imagine what she's going to face? Can you imagine what she's facing if anybody starts confronting her already? And I'm absolutely sure, I am sure that people start looking at her and pointing fingers or probably looking at her yard, wherever, whatever. It is not under wraps. It is not. This is going to destroy the life of a 13-year-old child. And you are issue statement about reviewing membership? Reviewing membership? What the hell is wrong with you? Reviewing his membership? Throw him out. Get the child out of Westmoreland. Do something. Get in touch with that mother. Do something. Do something, man. That statement is not it. A fool man. A fool man. Yes, he is a fool man. On the sabotage him down the seat in natural on him lose it. Him go cause you up to uno. Because he want to remain close to the whole thing. So it's fool man. He must campaign manager for the next one who's been accused of being a sexual predator towards Julian Chang. He was a campaign manager. Two long-seed sexual predators, men, them hang out together, drinking rum together. He was a campaign manager for the man who know a run down China pum pum and a carry feelings for the woman because she not give. He was a campaign manager. He was managing everything. And maybe, just maybe, that was not the first time. Maybe just now, the whole thing coming to Bob. But my first argument is simple. That statement is not a statement that when work Angela Brownberg. But we have another opportunity. I mean, I present it to you. A golden opportunity. Go find that little girl. Find her mother. And help. Help. The biggest help, get her out of Westmoreland. Get her out of that area. And if needs be, and it can work with her mother, get her out of the country. She's going to be scarred for life while you reviewing his membership. Don't forget that, Angela. While you are reviewing Victor Wright membership, this 13-year-old child will be scarred for life. And your statement is going to be there for in perpetuity. People will see forever. That statement. You're reviewing his status. You didn't review Dayton Campbell's status. You know, all line up and came out, boom, behind him. Every single one of them line up and came behind him and hire boys and get people like Lawrence who can find the other one them and shut them down and shut them up and buy them off and bribe them. And gather around them and have a problem. A very serious problem. And you can't see it. You know why you can't see it? You can't see it because the devil over there I play with him who I work with. So you can't see the problem. So every time this happens, we're going to go back, roll back on that one system that we have. Protect our guys. Issue the statement. And let's protect our guys. Patricia Duncan Sutherland, she did down at Westmoreland, I call up George right name for fighting with his wife. Wife first lick George lick her back. We're not condoning that. But Patricia Duncan Sutherland went down to Westmoreland. And did all of that. Yet, she is yet to release a statement about Dwayne Vaz being a sexual predator, harassing the sitting councillor. She's yet to release one of those. Angela, all on the line up and support Dayton Campbell. All on the line up and support Silvera, knowing that he was beating up Melissa. On the sit down in the corner and by yourself and talk about down the line up. I think the thing just break for a minute. Somebody was calling. Whoever is calling, can you? So, yeah. This is a sexual predator. I want to supporting them. I want to backing them up. I want to backing them all up. You are reviewing notes, reports. The young victim. The party has acted without delay. The accused membership in the People's National Party has been referred to the appropriate internal process for immediate action. No man, the only immediate action you need to take is to throw him out immediately. Just throw him out. Just throw him out right away. You're not condoning these kind of things. Of course you're condoning all of these things. You still have Dwayne Vaz, who is a spokesperson, shadow after shadow. You still have him. You still have Dayton Campbell as your general secretary, and a host of others in there. You're not condoning. It's a cabal of these kind of men which you and the other women then back up and protect. And now this 13-year-old child, whose life will be greatly scarred by this incident. And you believe in your heart, Angela, that putting out a statement is enough. It's not enough. You need to go get the little girl. Go get her. You and Mark Golden will spend some money. Go get her mother. Offer some help. Get her out of Westmoreland. That's the first move. Get her out of Westmoreland before she's totally gone. Jamaican children are resilient and strong. They are. But I'm telling you this. Sexual abuse is never, ever, ever something you can get over. Can't. Them can't manage it. They might live through it and go on with them life, and it's 13-year-old girl, it's 13-year-old child. It is a Shano. It is, you can't even begin to imagine how heartbreaking it is to see a party like the People's National Party dealing with things like these. Well, not dealing with, but has been basically overrun with men like these. And them dead there. And them now move. And them are steer. I want to back them up. I want to protect them. And maybe I can take some comfort that maybe this is God's plan. Maybe God has some strange way of initiating his own plans. Who am I to quarrel with God's plan? Maybe this is the plan. Maybe this is God's plan so that we can continue to be there bleeding, so that the Jamaican people can soon bleeding out, wounded and cut up and just lie down and bleed out, and will never ever ever be able to get up. Will never be able to stand up on a platform and talk about una lead country. Maybe this is God's plan. That's God weird with him plans. We know that. God is a weird man when it comes to feeding plans. Maybe it is intended to keep on away on the act so that you don't get to lead no country. Maybe. You have to look at it in a broad sense. But I'm still just baffled by it all. I will never cease to be baffled by it all, that so many women in this great People's National Party founded by Norman Washington Manley just sit there. Just sit there and say, okay, what I'm saying do? Lord Jesus, oh God. Nothing. Nobody to say let us get rid of all of them. Of course not. But But maybe that is God's plan too. Maybe the devil over there just leading that process and telling them to stay over there. Don't move. This is it. This is where we're going to stay. And for that, I will accept it. I said, maybe it's God's plan. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that can explain. I want you to sit with me, you know. I want you to sit with me. I am having the most difficult of time to talk about this. I can't find it because it is just, it is to refer membership to the appropriate committees. Him, you know, it's him she talk about, you know, referring his membership, believing that her first job is to refer his membership for review, not to revoke his membership and start deal with the matter of the 13-year-old child. Not that. That is not her job. That is not her job. She has no moral clarity. None. Nobody in the leadership of that party have any moral clarity. What is wrong? What is wrong with them? Is something wrong with them? Seriously? Did the resistance really employ the devil to stay over there and run amok? And this is what he's doing over there, just run amok? That them can't see clearly? Could it be? Could it be? You issued a statement after a 13-year-old child was sexually abused by her father. Her father. And you are issuing a statement to refer his membership for review. Tell you what, Angela, Mark Golden, help the little girl, help her mother, and then we'll bury Victor. I will bury him, we'll sing the marching song, and we'll bury him. Help the little girl. Reach out. Find the mother. Find the child. Do something tangible. A statement not going to cut it. Anybody with me? Because I'm thinking of just getting a placard and go up to the party headquarters, go stand up out at the gate about pedophiles and rapists and incest. Anybody with me? I'm really giving it some serious thought. These people not understanding that a 13-year-old child was sexually abused by her father. And probably not once, because these things are usually not once. But the picnic I look about the passport according to, not news information, according to a source. He drives the picnic up in yard, carry the picnic in him room, tell her I say I forgot for the thing for sign up the picture, carry up in yard, so assuming that maybe she don't even live with him. Carry go in her room. Sexually assault the people. And you are issue a statement. Protect his reviewing his membership. Reviewing his membership. That's what you're doing. Okay, you don't understand what has happened. I want to say to the Jamaican women, the women across this country, because some of you are complicit. Yeah, you don't want to hold it, but some of you are complicit. You can't get up 7 o'clock at night, walk through dark bush, gone to some church, or some place and left your 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old pick them in a house by themselves with man and lurks all over the corner. You can't do it. If you think you need to go to church, drag the pick them with you. In father down there, but Carol, he down there with him father. Just like that, and you got a church. Because a church most of the God, you know. Leave on the pit them, you know. This is not joke I'm talking about information that we collected years and years ago, you know. It's church on the gone. Left with the pit in the house, gone to church. Eat the food and go on the bed. I got fasting, eat the food and go on the bed. I got service. If you tell you what picnic to the mercies of the lurking men or the tenement yard full of a man. And gone about the business. They're going to pick them at the mercy of predators and pedophiles and stepfathers and fathers. Some of them send all of the pick to man to go collect money. Come, Gia, come here. Go down the road, sir. Go down and say, wait there for me. He will give you something for me. Send the pick to man. I know, you know. Your mom used to see it all over the place here, sir. Instead of one goddaughter where her grandmother, how I discovered it, is a citizen on the road, called me one day and tell me that the grandmother keeps sending her around our man yard for money, particularly on a Sunday. I go along there, have it out to the grandmother. But they send me again, have it out to the man too. Make him afraid. I send the pick to them to man. We got a church for the picking them lock up in the yard with the whole per man. Lock the door, go down the bed. Don't have a clue what's happening to the children. You have to be more vigilant than this. Jamaican women, you have to be more vigilant than this. You have to take the bull by the horn of it. You can't say no business there, you can't know of a case next door or a case down the road and just say no business. I have been accused of this community of me just enough. And go on like me own the place. Go on like me the boss of everybody, which I am. Go on like me in charge of everything, which I am. Me take them a kind of cussing the day and night. That's how when you get deep into them life. That's how when you get deep in them. Wait a minute. What are you doing? You're the mother. What are you doing? You want to live here? Do you want to still live here? Because if you want to live here, this is what you have to do. I've been accused of that. You can't say you no business. All my family, you leave the people in business alone. You go there and the situation in there, and she complain to me, and she tell me say you caught me, and you run where man and send me for come back here. You don't want to be the community. You just leave the people in business of fear, man. Say, let me see boy and say what man, we're gonna fight over man. Let me see boy again and say we'll fight over man. Ask Patrick Roberts. Ask anybody. Me deep up in the people business. Anything looks suspicious. Me now itch. Fair ask what I go on. And dip my mouth. And make mothers and everybody know who can stay and who can't. How can I live in a community where you know say this is going on and you don't know nothing about it? Not no go so. Not no go so. And when them don't really want to tell me, Francie and all of them, but them just drop some word. Them hate them man, they hate the brother, hate the woman. He says what? Man, I mean she have the man here come here every night she come here. She got a mother business, she have the man come here and left two little girl around. Which house? Which girl? Which woman? Me just want to hear that. And it like Matlock. Come in itch. Me ready for war. I'm not issue no idle threat. Now make a man know say, don't come back. Do not come back in a Jews land. Find somewhere else each. If you are not loving the water on the meter road, do a meet here, sir. Do not come here. Don't sleep here. At your house, where the people they say, watch me. Just watch me. The whole of Jews and listen to this. Them know fast that people business me too enough. that tear it up and I'm going to mash it up. I now go sit by and make it happen. So yeah, you know want to be in nobody's business. You see things, you suspect things. And you don't want to go do anything. Nobody kill nobody, lick nobody, quarrel with you. Complain to somebody, man. Complain to somebody. People come complain to me. Squash, I tell you something, you see, I don't want to fast on a body business, you know. But, you see, when you yeah, man. Never mind about it. I'll take care of it. Not a soul when you tell me. Not a soul. Want to be active in our community and look out for the little girls them. The boys them too. But look out for the girls them, man. My heart, everything I can't even breathe properly. I'm telling you. It's like my heart just sit down right here, so. I don't even know if it's actually functioning. I feel like my breath stopped, but I don't know if it's actually functioning right now. But I'm just talking. Want to look out and pay attention. Pay attention to the community. Pay attention to the little girls them. You hear me tell you no? Last night was ice cream night for the kids. A subscriber paid for ice cream. Ice cream, I was about 60 people to get ice cream last night. You hear me? You understand me? I saw children I have never seen before, but those come from down Headley Avenue. And I'm not focused on those down Headley. Basically, I see them last night. I make sure I get everybody name and ask them who them parents are. Because I've never seen them before. Nah? Because I'm really responsible for my urchins them up this side. And then me pay attention to the urchins up this side. Sometimes me and them parents war about them. But that's fine with me. Because I don't care who begs. When I don't lay down the law, that. And the law that told me don't lay it down. And I'm not in an argument to the bad when I don't lay it down. But don't lay it down and I eat that. And you can quarrel till God come. But you know at the end of the day when you don't quarrel, you have to adhere to that law when we just lay down. It's not up for debate. Because you have to do it with them. Seriously matter, just serious matter. I mean, not laughing matter of nobody. So you can cuss and bet till Jesus come. And I will listen to your cuss and you will pass and cuss and throw it and go on. But at the end of all of that, the law has been laid down. It has been followed. Not a shot from nobody. Not a shot from nobody. So the whole of pitting them come up. And the downs of pitting them, the Headley Avenue pitting them, the Valentine Christian kids them. I don't know who tell them about ice cream because it was meant to be the urchins up this end. But the urchins up this end, Chinchy in charge of everything, Miss Chinchy. She walk and tell all of them. So them for come. So the urchins on this side never, everybody's supposed to come. I told them 6 o'clock. And when I went out to the shop about 4:45, a whole portion of them was already sitting on the sidewalk over one side of Headley Avenue. So at 6 o'clock, come and them first rush in. Them first got served. New kids I've never seen them. I never even know that this person had this child and this person had this big son, this nice, and them name and the school that them went to and do you know me? Yeah, me see up on TikTok for a few of them. So I know you. That's the one that I don't know. Me know you. That's from where you know me from. I've never seen you in my ice cream shop. Me know you. Me see up on TikTok. Where you do on TikTok? How old are you? 10. What the hell you do on TikTok and you're 10? That's the conversation we're having. We have to protect them. We have to protect them. I mean, truly, really, we have to. No matter who for son or who for daughter, we have to protect them. We have a duty, we have a responsibility, a Christian duty. And a Christian responsibility. We have to protect them. We no matter who for picnic, even when I chat to them mom and pa. And at that, I can tell you. One of them come tell me who his father is, and his father tell him, say, must come, say, where your father is. In down there, so. Do you know why the father don't come up? Do you know why the father don't come up? The father don't come up because one evening come to my shop with a young lady buy her ice cream. And she can't make up her mind about the flavor or which one she want. If I did $1,500 one hour for that. And the media go on with pure excitement. I say, come to my shop. Come out of my shop and don't come back. And the young lady was leaving. I said, you stay. Don't move. You stay because you don't live here. Him live down the road and him bring you and have you long in yard and him buy your ice cream. You stay. Call my shop and tell him, don't come at my shop. Don't ever come at my shop. Him never ever venture back in my shop. She stayed, had a conversation with her, I give her the ice cream. I told her she must not allow herself no man to talk to her them way and behave them way towards her. Of course she and him still there, but him don't behave them way then more. But him not come to my shop. If him see me a pass, him turn him back somewhere, say, no one miss to say him. Come and tell him, do not come back into my shop. Don't buy no ice cream, you go buy it somewhere else. And I met his son last night. And I never know it was his son. I've seen little boy. I think I've seen little boy 1 or 2 times, but I never knew it was his son. And little boy tell me, says, him bring him up. I'm giving ice cream. I'm say, you and your daddy all right? I'm say, yeah. I'm saying, beat you for you do things bad? Him say, no, him not beat me. So you don't do nothing bad. My mother beat me. That tells me everything I need to know. Him probably not around much, you know, to fling up lick on him because him look like him rotten. I'll do him a tell me, say, him not rotten. I say, you look rotten. He said, no, I'm not rotten. And the little princess is there. And the little piece of crap will hold me $10. Him coming in and join the line. The boys line. Come for ice cream. I said, you owe me $10. No, I'll give you ice cream and you owe me $10. If you pay me $10, I'm soon pay you. I will pay you. We ought to protect them. They are precious. They are, I don't know, these are things that we say because it seems like a catchphrase or something we just say. Our children are the future. Whitney Houston, when Whitney Houston sang that song, it spread across the world. I believe the children are our future. But they are. It's not a word, it's not a song. It's not a phrase. And the future prime ministers and doctors and lawyers. Yeah, future scammers too. Future nurses and yeah. They are the future. Future police, future soldiers. They are. And all when the ice cream thing supposed to run from 6 to 8. 9 o'clock, me I clean up, she walk in with about 4 more. Because she just think that her duty and responsibility as the head honcho for all of the urchins them is to get everybody to get an ice cream. Somebody collect an ice cream. It's a wonderful thing. It is. Just to have them there. Just to watch them laugh and jive and chat foolishness. One look of face it crap, he might tell me about him not eat cookie and cream. Him want another one. I say, you will either take this one or don't take any. Yeah, so fast him eat cookie and cream. Them full of an argument. Them full of a chat. Them rank. Some of them have no manners. But they are ours to take care of. They are ours to cherish and to educate and to help and to be there for. They are ours. All of ours. I mean, you can't say no business. You can't say it have nothing to do with you. You just can't. You have to be a little bit more vigilant. So I'm talking to the people in Westmoreland and Frm. The little crew that I spoke to today. Understand what I say? I do. No one get involved. I don't know. No, yeah, I understand all of that. But I hope you understand me. That you have to be involved. I didn't say if you go worry nobody. But be involved, be alert, be vigilant, be there. Be there because when kids are being hurt, they feel like, especially by adults that them trust, they feel like nobody, no other adult is going to be on their side. No other adult is going to understand. Them can't talk to nobody about it. Them feel ashamed because them think it's their fault. You have to be there. You have to train yourself to see the signs. You have to train yourself to talk to them in their own language so that by a slip of the tongue they will tell you something. But you have to train yourself. Most of all, the most important thing you have to train yourself for is to be able to listen to them, to hear what them saying. Not just them talking, but actually listen and hear what them saying and how it's said. Because sometimes the hurt come out through those conversations. Sometimes them telling you things that they don't mean to tell you, but it just come out. Sorry for the break, but somebody keep calling and throwing it off. Yeah, but that is that. Let's look out for our children, please. Let's look out for them and help keep them safe. Let's look out for them. For God's sake, let's look out for them. They don't have to be yours. Just look out for them. And if you, but now say if you go walk around and look now war with parents like me, I'm a war with parents on a daily basis. It's for the better. And so war with them start behave better. Well, when me war with them start behave better, they're not paying me. So, but look out for them. Angela Brownberg and Mark Golden. Tonight I am really not quarreling with them, you know. I'm not quarreling about what not go out over there, you know. Because maybe that's God's plan. I don't know. But I'm pleading with both of you tonight to help that child. Help her, please. Reach out to her mother. Reach out to whoever you have down there. You can't reach out to none of the man them over down there because one over the Eastern Westman is a pedophile. The one down at Central, him is a predator, a sexual predator, a pedophile. Well, he and he has him at the film one thing, he's an half idiot. So they can't reach out to none of them there. None of them. Can you imagine? Your members of parliament, you can't reach out to him because I'm an idiot, but him not showing no baby, no children. That's not him. But reach out to people. Get the information. Your only responsibility, Mark Golden and Angela Bromberg, is to help that child. Help her. Please. I'm begging, I'm pleading. Help that child. Help get her out of Westmoreland. Just get her out. She can't stay there. She can't stay down there. It's gonna get worse. She just can't stay there. Talk to her mother, who is probably culpable. I don't know. How can you not be able to tell? First of all, you do, if you're picking to live with you and your husband or man, you don't just leave your picking up because it's our father. You don't see what one. It's like you don't have no sense. You don't see what one. No. Oh Jesus, Lord, I pray tonight that you help us. Help Jamaica. Help them, Lord. Help the People's National Party, Lord. Please help them. Let them help this little girl. Show them how. Show them how, God. Please show them how. They need to help this little girl. She's just a baby. She's at a minor, Angela. Yes, she is, but don't use that language. It's like you don't understand the language to use. And that's because you have absolutely no moral clarity. You don't understand what you're facing is a whole haunt. The haunting of PMP. Yes, the haunting. It's like a good old dopey movie. You're being haunted by these ghosts of pedophiles and rapists and sexual predators and murderers. You're being haunted by those. How to don't have a clue how to deal with it. And why is that? Why is that? Because we don't have no moral clarity. I don't have no compassion. We don't have an understanding about our role as opposition, as members of parliament, as leaders of one of the two major political parties. Like, we don't get it. And God knows. We don't know how. We don't know how. We just don't know how to make them get it. it pain, it give me a headache, because I don't know how to rivet it to make you understand it. It is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. And with that, I'm going to leave that topic now. But if you all have something else to say about it, then make it hard now to go into the rest of the other things then. But I just need to catch my breath a bit. Yes, I'm wicked. Them very wicked. Yes, we should ask Minister Grange. Minister Grange, could you please? Yes, let's ask Minister Grange. Thank you. Thank you for that, Cheryl. Let's ask Minister Grange. And Miss Dana too. Thank you very much for that, viewers. Minister Grange and Miss Dana, please. See if we can reach out to Angela Bromberg and Mark Golden and see if we can have a non-political thing. Forget that we're not PMP and GLP. And we just see if we can help this little 13-year-old child to get her out of Westmoreland. Please, get her out of Westmoreland. It is, just please help her get out of Westmoreland. I just feel that the first move should be getting her out of Westmoreland. Get out of the parish. Yeah, and get to our mother and stuff. So Minister Grange and Miss Dana, yeah. Anybody else want to say that? Talk to me now, viewers. Yeah, Minister Grange and yeah, yeah, I know. I don't know what else to do with all of that, but yeah. So that is that for that. There's a gentleman on social media, and let me talk about the social media part a little bit. The people on social media, particularly women, who are quick to jump on social media to defend the pedophiles and the rapists. Uno women, uno is the worst kind. There's a special kind of hell for uno. There is a special kind of hell for you women that back up these men and come defend them. There is a special kind of fire waiting for uno down there. Some of uno on social media. And the rest of uno all over the place. Like when they're defending this man and talking about innocent before pronunciation of guilt. No, we don't. So we don't have a problem with that. But how could you be a woman, a young woman or a woman, just a woman on social media, and this is your response? I don't get it. How could that be your response on social media? I mean, you could look at it and you could say, well, yeah, it's a terrible thing. Start with that. Let's pray for this child. Let's see if we can get out of Westmoreland. Let's see if we can get people to help. Let's do that. How about starting with that? How about that? But all along start from a point of defending these men. Just like when you out there defending Campbell. I mean, what is wrong with you? You start by first believing the child. And the police put out them reporters, then put it out. So they believe the child and have evidence to support what the child says. So you start with that. There was an episode of Law and Order SVU. There's an episode of that where a policeman he had a penchant, a sergeant, of arresting prostitutes. He arrest them, and before him carry them to the station, he rape them. And they said nothing. But one young woman reported him to another police officer, a female police officer. And she in turn triggered the appropriate thing. She sent to get a rape kit. She triggered all of the protocols to protect the woman, to believe her first and protect her by doing just trigger all the protocols and get the rape kit and get the bus and get everybody down here and let us do this. And get the test them done. Let us do this before we're gonna make check it out. And her partner, who is a man, and her lieutenant, who is the captain, who is a woman, attack her on the grounds that some prostitute tell you that you're my officer, a sergeant, raper, and you trigger the protocols of an odd of rape without talking to me. That's what she was saying to the female officer. The female officer said, I don't care about that. Somebody report a rape. May I do the protocol? I should know she's in right. But the thing is, what I'm saying is that it's how them attack her. Because they felt that she first should talk to the man who's accused, which is not the protocol. But they are protecting one of their own. And that's how they felt. It's my sergeant. You can't just order a rape kit and all of them kind of things before talking to me about some woman saying that the sergeant raped her. She said, no, I don't care. The woman said, rape her. She got the protocols. I could get it done. I could see. And they should look for that captain. I said, well, if he never do it, then I have nothing to fear. That was that. That was that. So I don't understand, no. No. Oh, no, on social media. Now, all in period, this guy on social media named Boy Smartly. And everybody know me. I don't really take on nobody on social media and have something to say about something. Because it's people's social media page and them can talk anything they want to talk. And I saw what he said. And I saw Arlene Perrier address him and call him a teacher. But he's not a teacher. He's not a teacher, Arlene. He's a security guard at school. Not a teacher. Probably work in the gym, since I'm in the gym so often. But I'm going to, I've triggered an investigation of him, so we'll soon find out more about him. Because if I am wrong, and he is a teacher in any school in New York, I promise him that his teaching career will be over. If he truly is at any school, anywhere in New York, him going on early retirement if he not reach retirement age yet. And probably some disciplinary action. I promise him that when I get back those reports. If he is at all, I don't think he's a teacher. I think he's just a security hanging out in the, that security guard hanging out at the gym and posing off. Teacher me ask. First him too ugly and him too chaka. And but if he's a teacher, I promise you, Mr. Boy, smartly. Trouble people on social media now. I don't really trouble people on social media. But I promise you this, youth. Mr. Martley. Because you seem to have a lot of things to say all the time about a lot of things. I'm not follow you up. I'm not pitch by you. I'm not quarrel with you. But I'm telling you that I sent out an investigator to check you out in New York. To find out which school you teach. If you teach in a school. And I'm going to expose you. Because you seem to believe that because you are in New York, a slum, some local slum you live in the Bronx or somewhere, believing, pretending on social media that your life is good, I'm going to expose you for all that you said. And for how you're coming out on this thing, behaving as if you don't believe that little girl have a right to expose her father. And if it bothers you so much, maybe you molest somebody to me, no know. But we're going to find out all about you. So anytime you're ready, maybe you can have it out. I'm telling me you can have it out. Because when I get the information that I intend to get on you, I am going to lay it out, make everybody see you. I am going to expose you for what you are. You must be more responsible on social media when it comes to children. Be a little bit more responsibly. Act responsibly. Yes, man, act responsibly when it comes to children. And in particular, sexual abuse of children. All of you, man, must act uno woman, some uno pa social media. I call up name coming out go no pranks. But don't know yourself, I'm going to take on one by one. Act appropriately when it comes to children. Whenever social media, full social media platform, you can talk anything you want. But when it comes to the children and their safety, if you go and chat any crap in the midst of them kind of thing, you're going to have a problem with me. I'm telling you, you're going to have a problem. All right, there we go. This person keep calling and I can't manage it. Just keep, every time I'm calling, it reconnecting. Because of course I'm calling on WhatsApp or something like that. So I apologize for that. So I'm saying that to Mr. Boyos Martley, who pretending he's a teacher. I don't believe that he is. But when we find out, him is a boaster. Well, if he is a boaster pretending to be a teacher and thinks that him there in New York, I don't know when believe you know. Him don't know that the world's small. New York is no fancy place. Anybody can find anybody now. And it's you expose yourself. So whatever you get, you have to take it, you have to hug it up, and you have to love it up, because I am going to expose your ass because of what you did and what you said. And Arlene Perry took you on. And what I want to tell Arlene, say, you're not no teacher. I'm sure you aren't. But I'm going to make sure that you aren't, in truth. In fact, that you are not no teacher. Chatting up crap about children and about the young woman, the young child that has been abused by her very father. And I don't know, maybe a big ugly man like you probably there lurk around some school gym, messing around some underage people. Listen to me, Mr. Boyos Martley. Do not draw my tongue. Because when it comes to these things, my tongue no join church. I'm not going to go on with peer things by you. If I find out, in truth and in fact, who you are, I'm going to come at you. And you're not wearing like it, you're not wearing pretty. So, if you think you need to go draw breaks and back, then draw breaks and back up. Come in and take a chat from you about you're too out of order. And you don't believe that if you're a man that get a picnic or two, you don't believe that you have some kind of responsibility to act responsibly on social media regarding the plight of our children. I want to say to the news media, naming the man who abused his 13-year-old daughter, Victor Wright. Naming him. It's not a big deal. It's not a here or there if you name him. It doesn't matter, George. It doesn't matter, Cliff. If you name him or not. Everybody know his name already. His name, not naming him, that way save. Not way save the baby on Monday if she turn up at school. Or if she doesn't. Not naming him, not going to take away the shame. Not name. Not naming him is not going to make the 13-year-old baby feel better. Not going to do anything for her. So name him. If you don't have the name, name him. Because I am sure she have a cell phone. I am sure some of her classmates, parents and neighbors and everybody probably heard about it already. And I'm sure that it's going through to her already. I'm sure it's social media, it's everywhere. So not naming him, not saving anybody any pain. The child is in pain. She's suffering this thing done to her by her very own father. You can't spare her the pain by saying not naming him. Name him. Name him, expose him, let the world see him. Name him. Can't help her not naming him. It gone bad already. It gone bad already. Now you just need to name him. And make we nail him. Make we bury him. And make we sing the marching song when we have bury him. I must campaign manager for Dwayne Vaz. That sexual predator, Dwayne Vaz. If Angela now could just come out and put out another statement to say that they are removing the General Secretary Dayton Campbell and they're removing Dwayne Vaz, just, but they can't do it. The devil having over there by on the bars. We can't do it. Devil having under control over there, so they can't do anything about it. You know? So yeah. Yeah, it's from January. I think the police might have been doing their investigations from January and backing up stories. Usually when these things happen 2-3 months before and the police just doing all of that, he might have done it again. Next thing you know, it happened from January, but it might have happened recently again and it triggers something. I do not have the full story yet. I will, but I don't have it yet. And I apologize to you. I mostly don't have it because I didn't want to hear it. I really didn't want to hear it. So, but when it settles down a bit, and my mind, because my mind fragile, my little fragile mind is able to manage it. I'll get the full story and I'll share it with you. I promise that I will share it. So, let us move on. I gotta spend a lot of time on this. I don't get it. What does that mean here? Something happening here? Anyway. So, shall we move on? Talk to me. Yes or no? Because I really don't want to go any further with this. So, shall we move on to other thing? Yeah, true, you are right. You are absolutely right. Absolutely right, Maxine. Maybe it's the doctor's report that triggered this, the police thing. Absolutely right. Alright. So I want to talk a little bit about Dennis Gordon and the Jackden UHWI thing. Now, many of you are going to disagree with me, but I want to point something out. First and foremost, I have said it before, I'm going to repeat it tonight. Dennis Gordon did not break any law except he denied the government their rightful taxes, which is a breaking of the law in itself. That the using of the UHWI tax exempt status has nothing to do with Dennis Gordon. That's on UHWI. And the University Hospital of the West Indies have a tax exempt status because they are a teaching hospital. And yes, they are allowed to bring in equipment and stuff without paying the government taxes. It is not one time and it is not 2 times that they have used that tax exempt status to help some other medical facility. Now, I can't speak on the other medical facility, but I want you to hear me out. I want you to hear me out because we have to be fair and we have to be balanced and we have to have the entire facts and we have to lay it out clearly. Dennis Gordon has a medical establishment. This medical establishment is sitting in the heart of the inner city. It's on Linders Road. It's on Linders Road, the heart of the inner city. And it's not just the physical and geographical presence of that medical establishment that is important. But the most important thing about where that medical facility is located is the thousands of poor people, the people who have the most need with the less money are situated. It's an establishment that people feel free to walk into with small amount of money and get service. So the first thing is I don't even understand why Dennis himself don't have a tax exempt status. Yes, the UHWI is a teaching hospital, it's a big hospital, then get that tax exempt status. But the kind of service that this hospital thing that there is God, and what was the hospital, but whatever it is, that he has here on Linders Road, servicing a community that houses the people that are in need most of medical attention. It is mind-boggling to me as to why him himself do have a tax-exempt status. You must understand something, Everybody need to understand something, The problem is not that in bringing in things. The problem is the UHWI using its tax-exempt status to bring in stuff for Dennis. Is it personal stuff? No. Is it stuff that benefit the country and benefit the community? Absolutely yes. I would not talk about the PMP community. It's a wide range community of mixed people that this establishment helps. What does he do? You have ambulance services. You can get kidney services, heart service. I mean, this place is huge and offers a whole heap of help to poor people. Whole heap of help to poor people. I'm not condoning that him not pay the government them taxes. I'm glad that he did. That he has paid up the taxes. But how did we reach this point where an establishment like that services a community, communities, more need, less money, less access to medical services, and now them say this thing come up that helps them. They tell me with little bit of money to free, but far less than what they would pay anywhere else. But there's another thing. I think in January, the United States Congress brought in all the CEOs of major pharmaceutical industries and brought them in front of Congress to question them. A congressman by the name of Jason Smith, and it's not you, Jason. If it's not as handsome as you, Jason Smith, or Jason Smith, it's not you. And I'm not as handsome as you. I'm certainly not as bright as you. So easy yourself. But it's a congressman named Jason Smith. He's from Missouri. And that congressman did something that I find it so funny, and so it was just on point. He had in front of him, let me tell you, and let me see if we can find all of the people he had in front of him. All of the people them that him send a call and have them. The CEOs from Bristol Myers, Merck, Squibb, and Johnson & Johnson. All of them he had in front of him. And he said to them, the hearing was focused on how the vertical integration among insurers and the other health facilities, how them operate. And he want to show that they are criminals and he expose them. Here is what he exposed, and here's what he did. He said to the big millionaire CEOs of major pharmaceutical industry, and he said to them, by a show of hands, can you tell me which of your companies are own or control a health insurance advisor? All of them put up their hand, and then he said, keep your hand up if you also employ healthcare providers, if you also own clinics, if you also own specialty pharmacies, or if you own the middlemen who are the pharmacy benefit managers. Keep your hands up. Everyone of them keep their hands up. Let me explain that to you in layman terms what that was. These are the CEO of companies that make the drugs. They make the drugs. Them sell the drugs to themselves because them also own the manufacturing plants. Them also own the pharmacies. Them also own the healthcare providers. And them own the middlemen who run these things. Them basically own everything. So what Jason Smith do, And once again, let me be clear, Jason, not you. You're more handsome than him. What Jason Smith, Representative Jason Smith did was expose all of those CEOs for how them have a control and a monopoly on healthcare in America, which is why people can't get good service. Simple. Why people can't get good service. The University of the West Indies and some doctors of KPH does it too. Them carry you in, them find something wrong with you, them do a number of tests, them give you some medication, them keep you there for a week, then them write a paper and tell you, say, go do a test there, so which is basically passing you on to them friends them. So them friends can now make a money off of you. They make a money by making you do some tests, then pass you on to them friends to do some other tests. Then when that test don't work, them send you on to another facility so them can make some more money. Nobody knows what's wrong with you. It is a criminal enterprise. Dennis Garden operates a facility in an inner city where poor people have access to services at a cheaper cost than it would have been available to them in our very own public hospitals. Why doesn't he have a tax exempt status? Is there some kind of requirement of being bigger? Is it that he has to be a learning establishment? Yes, he did a wrong thing. By UHWI giving him that tax exemption, it means that he never paid the government them tax. It's a good thing that he paid the government them taxes. But I really don't see what all the alabaloo was about. The Auditor General cite the problem. She has not issued anything to say arrest somebody and let us break the law. But let somebody break the law, let us arrest them, let us lock down this, let us do that. She didn't do all of that. It must be, in my mind, that she herself recognizes that UHWI does it for a number of people to bring in things for these very same small facilities. But I don't know about the other facilities. I know about this one on Linders Road. I know the services that it provides. I know how poor people can access it. Cheap. And I hate the thought, and I hate the whole thing, that every time something good is happening for poor people, it's a whole beat down and bigger. Dennis went about it the wrong way. He did. He should have applied for that tax exempt status himself. He should have made the case himself to get that tax exempt status. He should probably go to some of the university students that doing pharmacy studies and bring them on and make them work and get the experience at his place, which would basically give him some grounds for the tax exempt status. But listen to me, man. This is not a political issue. This is not a PNP, JLP issue. JLP people and PNP people have access to that facility at a much cheaper cost. The benefit to the community and the country is much more important than the fact that UHWI say, go and use our tax paper for bring it in. Much, much more important. To me, it is much more important. It should be to you as well. Because it is nothing except the government don't get them revenue. And the government should get their revenue. Because if government don't get them revenue, certain things can't run. So yeah, Dennis pay up the tax. But let's not make this into any kind of political football issue. It is not a political issue. It is a healthcare issue. Healthcare issue. It is. And while, because him is a PMP or is a riser or whatever, and while that is so, that don't mean that JP people are going to lick him down just because of that. Get the facts. Understand it. That this is a healthcare issue. Nobody now beat down UHWI. Who have the tax exempt status? Who him couldn't do nothing without their approval. Yeah, there might be issues in the building. There are issues in a lot of buildings in this country. There are issues about buildings and hazard, about all kind of things. I am not talking rubbish. You might think I'm talking rubbish because you want it to be a JLP PNP issue. But it's not a JLP PNP issue. It's a healthcare issue. So of course you're going to think I'm talking rubbish. Jack then provides service to the community. The community get the service at a cheaper price. What else is the problem? What else is the problem? Him sell it back to, who him sell it back to? To UHWI? Then why are you blaming him? If he's a businessman? Why everybody believe that it's Dennis' problem? Dennis is not a friend of mine. Dennis is not a friend of mine. He's a cocky-faced piece of crap. Not a friend of mine. What I am defending is simple. And you can always disagree. We can disagree. It's not a problem. And you can all say I'm talking rubbish. You can say that. And people must be held accountable. You can say anything you want. It is your view. I am simply saying that the people with the most needs and the less money have their needs being fulfilled by an establishment that is closer to them and cost them cheaper. And that's what me stop. Right, that's what me stop. But I'm not saying that the government should not get their taxes. They should. But people can't afford it. People can't afford it. And if people can't afford to go to the other hospitals and they can afford to go to Dennis, then that is government revenue well spent, in my mind. That is government. What is not accountable? That him pay the taxes. It's the only thing that him go wrong on. Not pay the taxes. Because if you're going to use it, and people, please, stop behaving like an idiot on top of the disagree and say, we want to stop making it a political issue, because everything is a political issue for Uno. It's not everything is a political issue. It's not everything is PMP, JLP. It's not. This particular issue is a healthcare issue. A healthcare issue. So yeah, you have your point. You are entitled to your views. But I don't understand why Dennis himself don't apply for the tax exempt state status to be able to bring in him one thing and probably get some students to come in to his place 2-3 times a week and let them do some learning thing and all the rest of it. I mean, it's not a political issue, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want it to be. And we can always go ahead and beat him up. Remember to share the live. Go and share the live and like the live. Like the live and share the live to your friend. Pause. While you're calling me, go and share the live. It is not misrepresenting the facts to custom is a fraud. What are you calling about misrepresentation the facts? All customs needs is to collect their money. You're misunderstanding the whole thing because you don't want it to be a political issue. And maybe some of your leaders telling you to go out there and make it a political issue and giving you bad information. But I'm simply saying to you that yeah, him do it wrong. Of course him do it wrong. But what's the big deal? This is a healthcare establishment that help poor people, and that's where me stop. That's the only place me stop. This is an establishment that helps poor people, that makes life easier for the surrounding area that these people, that this establishment exists in. That's just all I'm saying. So yeah, he probably did it the wrong way, but it doesn't. It doesn't negate the fact that he's doing a service to the community and he's providing a valuable service to the community, to a group of people that are on the high end of need and the low end of affordability in terms of healthcare. So you could have spin it any way you want in terms of your politics. That is fine. But I'm saying that he is serving a community that is on the high end of need, healthcare need, and on the low end of affordability of these healthcare needs. It's accessible and it's cheaper. One lady told me that when she was told the price for the thing, Marjorie, you can't call me on that number, please. You have to call me on the other number. 596-1733, but please when the live is finished, darling. Not right now. So yeah, he's on that end of that, and he's helping people. What is the big deal? I don't see the big deal. Yeah, we're entitled to no opinion. And he did nothing wrong. Dennis did absolutely nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. So you and I can disagree. You can say he did something wrong. I would say to you, he did nothing wrong. And if you want to say somebody did something wrong, you're just blaming him because of the politics. But you're not saying that the UHWI have in itself abused its own tax exempt status. How about that? Say that the UHWI is the one that abused them own tax exempt status. Marjorie, call me on the other phone and wait until after the live, please. I know you have a burning issue. Maybe you have something to say that you want to correct me on something, but don't correct me yet. Just wait till the live. Then you can correct me. Dennis Gordon got the use of the tax exempt status of the UHWI to bring in some equipment for his establishment. I don't know the full story of some of the equipment, whether some was for the UWI or for some of it is for him. But my argument is a simple argument that his establishment is located geographically in communities that are poor, with people with the highest need of medical care and the lowest affordability in terms of affordability. So I don't know if him getting the tax exempt status and did not pay the taxes, I would say that's government revenue well spent. But you can disagree. But that's how I see it. I have spoken to people in the surrounding constituencies. I went out of my way to find labor rights, to ask them if any of them have been up there. I went, and this one labor right took me to two senior citizens who went up there, who are labor rights, who went up there and said the thing was this. And them tell her, say, if she come back, she will come back Tuesday, she must just bring that. Basically what they did was cut it in more than half and tell her bring that. And they'll do the test or whatever it is that she was doing. But I'm saying to you, that is such a... There's a level of misunderstanding as to how we operate in this country when it comes to some small businesses and some other people. And everything becomes political. Now, Dennis is not my friend, so let me make that clear. And Dennis is not friend. Me and Dennis could never be friends. Me and him are the same month. We can't agree. We cuss him out all the time. And he's a piece of crap. Now, I am telling you this, and I'm going to repeat it, that the person in the wrong is really the UHWI. They have a tax exempt status that is granted to them by the Ministry of Finance and Health and the rest of it to use for their benefit as a teaching hospital. They should not take that status and have other people using it. But no, you're not beating them up on that. Huh? Maybe in their minds, it is a worthwhile cause. Maybe in the UHWI board of directors and the people who are responsible for these things, maybe to them, it's a good thing. Maybe they are saying, yeah, you have a health thing, your health thing down there too. Yeah, we're going to use it. Bring in yours. You bring one for we, two for you, and stuff. What I believe? We must understand this, you know. Don't play political naivety with me. All political systems are flawed. And every single bureaucratic system is corrupt. Learn that. Corrupt don't mean that them thief money. But corrupt also mean that them exchange things with each other. Them do little things for each other that are not on the up and up. Not exactly a crime, but does break some laws. And if you have to break some laws to get something good done, then I'm all in favor of that. Because I'm always in favor of doing what the right thing, whether legal or not. If it's illegal, it's the right thing. I am all in favor of doing it. Believe me, I am. Always the right thing. And I'm saying that Dennis Gordon has an establishment in the middle, in the center of the inner city, where people need health care. Why? Why doesn't he have a tax exempt status? I know there are some requirements to get that tax exempt status. And the reason why the Auditor General can't go any further with it is because she will never do nothing wrong. And then pay about the government them taxes. Which really, the government should have been wise and said, listen, this is a service that is given to the community. Keep it. But government can't do that. Government collect taxes. So that is how it works. Healthcare in this country is mammoth, you know. Healthcare in this country is a huge deal. Don't bother believe that it's only US have problems with healthcare. My electrician came here to me one Monday morning a couple of weeks ago He came here, and I wasn't here. He was on him way out. That man don't hold up a ladder. But it looked like him leave out and left his small ladder. So I'm stop here and borrow my small ladder. Nice folding small ladder. I have several ladders. And borrow them all the time, but he borrowed the small one. And he left with it the Monday morning. And he came back with it Monday evening. I didn't see him when he took it Monday morning. But Monday evening when he came back with it, me and him sit down talk. And I said, Mikey, what up to you? Because he had this dry cough. He was wheezing like him suffering from asthma or something. And he said, boy, him chest are hurting. I said, your chest are hurting? Yeah, man, I go to doctor, man, and get some tablet. And I said, Mikey, when you have chest pains, you don't go to doctor. When you have chest pains, you go to hospital. The next morning, he called me from KPH. They had him at KPH for 3 weeks, draining water off of his chest. So them drain it, it gathers more. I speak to him every day. I send him prayers every day. I pray with him some mornings. I speak to him pretty much every day. Not every day, but pretty much, every other day so or so. And each time that he and I have a conversation, he let me know them drain off some more. And the doctor said, Mikey, you need to ask the doctor what is wrong. Yeah, man. Then my people, them, which is a woman, because I'm not married to her, said the doctor said, them give him some medication and it's tough. After 3 weeks, they sent him home. I said, how you feel? He said, I feel all right. Them said, I'm not going on a dose, I'm if you just take it easy and so on and so forth. Within a couple of days, he was back in the hospital because the water gathering. And I tell him all the symptoms. I told him all the reasons that the water could be gathering. It's just I asked him if he talk to the doctor about these reasons. I say, if you don't ask doctor questions, you have to ask them questions. Doctor, what is it? Why is it that the water keep coming back? What have you found? But like the doctors in this country, and probably our road, what them stop with them clipboard, them back turn to you, not telling you anything. So them have him there for the next 2 weeks. Couple of days after him called me and said he's at Chest Hospital. Chest. So after them depleting resources down at KPH with a mountains of tests and all kinds of things that they're doing, them still can't tell him what happened to him chest. Why the water is gathering on his chest. Them just have him doing tests, send the woman down to give sample for do this so $50,000, go over there so go do $60,000. Test after test. Then them send him to Chest Hospital for more tests. Finally at Chest Hospital, them decide to send him over to Mark Golden Father Place by ambulance, which you have to also pay for. So spend up our money at KPH, spend up our money at Chest Hospital, and now going over to Mark Golden Father Place to spend up our money. And up to that point, not one of these doctors can say to him, as a result of Ray, this is what is happening to you. Nobody. Next day I spoke to Mikey. Oh, them said, I don't know what, so them I said it to America. Them I said it to foreign for the test. 7 weeks. 7 weeks of depleting the man like money. Test after test after test, and nobody can tell him, give him a hint of what is going on with him chest. Nobody. Then them send it on a foreign now to find out how what go on with him chest. I asked him, woman, when I researched it, I said, you need to go sit down with the doctor and ask her which one of these things could be wrong with him. Because when you research it, it tells you a number of things that could be going on. Not one time did they talk to him about that. They was sending him to test. After test. After test. Finally, I said to him, Wednesday last week, maybe you need to make your woman boil some Cersei and some Sinker Bible and something bring come to you. And something. I'm going to tell her, boil some Cersei and some whatever I'll give him. She boiled some soursop leaf and Can we give him, not medicine, just tea, help him stomach to settle. After 2 days, I'm feeling better. 2 days. And the water and I get up on him chest. Now you tell me. I'm not saying that source of belief eating that going that way at all. Don't follow me with that. I'm just saying that doctors after doctors and everybody doing that test and nobody can tell him what's wrong with him. Now try and imagine this. Try and imagine if Mikey wasn't a big time electrician and he never have the resources that he has to do all of them testing. What would have happened to him? What would have happened to him? Because all that happening in our healthcare system is that the doctors passing on patients with resources to them friends, circling the wagon and not telling people what is wrong with them, and in some cases don't know what is wrong with them. I tell them the case that happened to me about 3 Mother's Day ago, probably 2022. Mother's Day morning, I wake up feeling completely dizzy. I got up and I said, damn, it looks like I get up too fast. So I closed my eyes and lie down back. Lie down for a while. Then I got up again, slowly this time. Closed my eyes. Walked slowly towards the door. Stand up for a bit. Felt a little settled. Decided to go down the stairs. Going down the stairs. Went down the stairs, sat in the kitchen. But I reached down the stairs, I had to sit down. So I sat down. The kitchen spinning like a gig. And I said, no, this now I go back up my lie down. Coming back up the stairs, I couldn't find my feet. And at that point, I showed for everybody and tell them I need to go to the hospital. Because this is not normal. I thought it was COVID. So everybody loaded me up to the wagon and head up to the university. First thing I did was a COVID test. I don't have COVID. Then they did mountains of other tests. ER tests, blood tests of all color, creed and description. Every blood test, everything under the sun. That they did. And at the end of it all, the doctor can tell me, well, there's just a slight, your arm, you can't get eat too much butter, that is slightly, a little bit above what it should be, cholesterol level. Well, somebody like me should really suffer from high cholesterol, but I don't. Why? Because, well, not me alone this yard. We're butter people. Oh yeah, we love butter. When the fridge empty, we guarantee you butter in the fridge. Nothing at all that in there. Not even water, but butter there. Because we like the French. Butter is the 3 ingredients. Butter, and butter. Yeah. Them run tests. Them have been here the whole damn day. My niece now, that is a doctor, living in Australia. Call them and raise them up and make them do a next test. Nothing. I begin to wonder, what does that mean? Is it that something wrong with me and them can't see it? What could it be? Finally, them give me one paper to go get a test out of their heart place. Went down there, them do for them thing, get back the results, carry it back to them, have me for a whole 2 hours before them able to tell me I'm not seeing anything wrong and I'm going to give me a prescription for the cholesterol. I said, what am I with the prescription? You tell me? I've not had that episode. It was a scary episode. But, yeah, healthcare is one of the major things that worry people in this country. And poor people are at the lower end of receiving the best healthcare. The lower end. And so for me, any establishment, anywhere in any inner city community that providing that to ease the pressure and to make it easier for poor people, I am all for it. I am all for it. And yeah, I am not into people breaking the law, not giving government them revenue. But government should be happy. That was revenue well spent. Plus them get back them taxes. But it's also revenue well spent. And UHWI gave them exempt status, okay, to Jack then. And Dennis did it. Nothing for anybody to quarrel about. But I do understand the need to make it a political issue. I do. Because people are still on the political divide. But you don't understand me. So let me explain it to you where I am concerned. I can make any issue a political issue. Because I'm a politician. I know how to do that. But when it comes to something that benefits poor people or children, senior citizens, I'm not about a political bending with nobody. I do not care. I really do not care. If it's health care and people can get it for less than what the other people them charge, then I'm all for it. And if UHWI have a tax exempt status and then can bring in 4 machine to help that establishment that helping poor people, I am all for that as well. But I would advise Dennis, who not taking advice from me, I've been cussing him already and several times, get that, do whatever it takes to get that tax exempt status and build that establishment to continue to help poor people. Let it be a starship establishment to help poor people right there in the middle of the inner city where people can have access to it for less money. And that is all there is to that. So that is that. I want to say now, because I have one more issue before we are done. I am talking as if what? No, I'm not talking as if the man is not an adult and not taking responsibility for his own actions. No, that is not true. You're missing the whole thing because you are wrapped up in your own political thing. But I'm not talking about that. Of course, he should take responsibility, which is why he paid back the government them taxes. No, I am in agreement with that. You know, you pay back the government them taxes. Not a quarrel with that. But don't tell me that he's a member of parliament who know right from wrong. But let me share something with you. Right from wrong is not always legal or illegal, you know. Sometimes right is illegal. And if I have to make a choice between right and legal, I'm choosing right. I am, without a shadow of a doubt. I would break the law to do the right thing. I would. If it's the right thing against the law, I am going for the right thing. I will always choose the right thing. What is right? What is best for people? Because the laws of our country, worldwide, sometimes the laws doesn't line up with people's need. It doesn't. And sometimes the law is wrong. It is not always right. Matter of fact, most time when it comes to poor people, it's damn wrong. It's wrong. But it was Martin Luther King who, when Governor Wallace locked him up down there in the south there, when them lock him up, Wallace locked him up, or some governor, wasn't Wallace. It was a little racist one that prevent the black people from going to school. Him same one, Governor Wallace. Lock up Martin Luther King. And them said to Martin, you break the law, you go to jail. You're a man of preaching peace, but if you're preaching peace, you must obey the law. And Martin Luther King famously said to him, just because it's the law doesn't mean that I have to obey it. Just because it is the law don't mean I have to obey it. Because it is a wrong law. It is an unjust law. It goes against everything that human beings are supposed to stand for. It is not right. So yeah, it's a law, but that don't mean it's right. And just because it's a law don't mean that I have to obey it. Because it is an unjust law. I have already made that case to you in the case with Nathan Campbell. When the judge, that very first morning, when he filed him lawsuit, to shut us down and make us stop calling pedophile. And the judge came into the court and she said that I asked her to give me the 3 day, there's a 3-day rule, that since I just get the thing yesterday afternoon, and you say I must come here this morning at 10 o'clock, then please give me the 3 days that is required by the rules that UNMEC for me to go get a lawyer. And she said to me that I don't need a lawyer because it's a simple matter. And she said that to me with him sit down there with 4 lawyers. She said that to me. Huh? So I determined that she decided that she not going to give me a lawyer or give me the time to go get a lawyer. She's going to put in this injunction. Then I made a decision that me not obey that. Because that's wrong. It is the law. A fair law. But just because a fair law, me not have to obey it. So I did not obey it because it is an unjust law. And that's the end of that. So yeah, if I have to choose between right and legal, I'm going with right. Legal can go to hell, as far as I'm concerned. So Dennis made a mistake, he did, and he ought to pay the price for that as well. But it's a service in providing. And in providing a service, I really don't see how it becomes a big deal where people can understand that there are communities that that need this thing. And Mark Golding decided to act because he is the leader of the opposition, and then went on television and said there is no vacancy. Oh no, no, share the live, you know. There's no vacancy, and he will remain leader. And he went on with Julian Robinson, who's supposed to be one of those who's going to challenge him, and said there's no vacancy, and he will remain leader. If he's the leader. And then he removed Dennis from off of the PAC. Now, I personally believe that Dennis should have, before anybody asks him, remove himself from the PAC because he can't investigate himself. He can't sit down there and rightly adjudicate the right and wrong of his own actions while him judging other people's actions. That don't make no sense. So him should have removed himself all by himself. So yeah, that is a good move. But then, Massa Golding decided that he's going to remove Dennis as spokesperson for whatever he is spokesperson for. Because I really don't know. And I wonder to myself, you remove Dennis as a spokesperson, but you have Vaz as a spokesperson. You have Dayton Campbell as a spokesperson. Men, one is a pedophile who consistently for years slept with underage children, and one who is a predator running down and making words with a woman who don't want him. And you don't move them from them shadow. Although Vaz is not a shadow, Vaz is a shadow of a shadow. Dennis is a shadow, and Vaz is shadow of a shadow. And he may remove them, but he may remove Dennis. Because, of course, him don't have no moral clarity. Him don't have that. Him don't know the difference between right and wrong. And even trying to play politics not working out for him either. Don't know how to do that either. So he remove one man who bringing service to a community, valuable service. We don't talk about shop where sell rice and peas and fried dumpling. We talk about health care. And you remove him, but you have the pedophile, a pet him, and the sexual predator, a pet him. But you remove the spokesman from film thing. And that, in its entirety, shows you just how low moral understanding is, if it exists at all. So yeah. am all for that. Dennis if we will get him tax exempt status and fix it up. Yeah? But two things from the whole attack on Dennis. One, there's a distasteful farce disguised as political smart, with people sending out things like they're going to move Dennis from his seat and Ray and Tay. No, two things. It's going to happen from that. One, Mark Golding's opposition to him have increased internally because of this Dennis matter. Because all he do is building enemies internally. So opposition to him, is building internally. But then, we don't want to remove Dennis from East Central St. Andrew? Well, here's my word to you. Not advice, just word. Remove Dennis from East Central St. Andrew and go in a by-election if you're not bad. If you're not bad, I said, okay, remove no one, but go in a by-election if you're not bad. Go in a by-election if you're not bad in a East Central St. Andrew. I would go to 1 p.m. and I'd say, sir, do we have a candidate for East Central St. Andrew? I'd like to go. If you're not bad, do that crap. You don't have no idea about the political temperature in this country and some places. What if you look at the numbers in East Central St. Andrew? You not looking? Huh? You don't have a clue. But if you're not bad, do it. Sefe, me bet you know. Do it if you're not bad. Remove Dennis. Go in our by-election. Because you want to give somebody the seat. And see what happens. Do it if you're not bad. You, Mark Golding, while you're there, you and Angela have put out statement about saving Victor Wright's status as a member. So that's what you're doing. Do it now. Do it when you're bad. So, whatever little political game on the plane with all of that, you're going to backfire pound. Because by removing Dennis as a spokes shadow, you have basically increased your opposition and enemies inside the party, whatever left of it. And then you have all kind of ants and cockroaches and parasites out there lining themselves up for Norman. What if you know that was Norman Manley's seat? That was Norman Manley's seat, you know. Yeah, man, Norman Manley, DK, Arthur Jones, line up all kind of parasites parading themselves as political strategists and tacticians who couldn't win the election, couldn't even defend them leader. Dressing up a distasteful farce to suggest that we don't want to remove Dennis. But here me lay it down again. Do it if you're not bad. Do it if you're not bad. And go in a by-election. If you're not bad, do it. You, Mark Golding, and your pedophile general secretary, and your witch chairman, do it if you're not bad. I want to find out what God will not serve. So, yeah. Based on the fact that Dennis provides this service to the community, and it's at such a low cost, it's enough for him to be able to apply for tax exempt status. But I think it requires something else, like teaching, being able to train other people and all of that. And if he does that, then he should apply for that tax exempt status and probably he'll get it. You know? And that is that. Now, if it don't cost me about that, no? Share the live. Share the live, man, and send on the comments. I don't mind what the comments are. Take on the politics out of the healthcare matter. But whatever enough to do it. Don't let me tell you what to do. Do your thing, all of you. Now the final matter I would like to address tonight, which is the final, not the final of the final. There might be a small thing after that, but this is the final big matter. Now some of you might have heard that there was a lawsuit filed, not a lawsuit, a complaint filed by Arc Systems Limited, Norman Horn's company, against Tankwell about pricing of rebar. And Tankwell being the dominant steel giant in this country and basically muscling out everybody else out of the business. Now I'm going to share with you what the Fair Trading Commission said about this practice by Tankwell. No, not the Fair Trading Commission. I am going to share with you why this thing is the way it is, so that you understand fully, if I can find it, because I really did put it together, but you know, you have to forgive me. If I can't find it, then so be it. But I'm going to look if I can find it. And if I find it, then Ray. Yeah? I think I better go to my thing and to find it. Now let me just give you a brief of what this is all about. Tankwell believe for some strange reason that they have the ultimate control over steel in this country. And as a result of that, they have been trying to muscle out every other small businesses that try to get into the steel industry. As a matter of fact, the FTC ruled, and I'm going to share with you what the findings of the FTC actually means. Arc Systems, which is Norman and Company, raised concerns to the Fair Trading Commission about rebar being sold below cost. The FTC reviewed the data and agreed there was a problem. And their finding was that market behavior can reduce competition and harm customers over time. It is not a dispute between Tankwell and Arc. It is about whether pricing is sustainable and whether competition can exist fairly over time. Now let me go into the meat of the matter to you. Not going no further with this one. Just want to go into the meat of the matter to you so you can understand where this is all. Tankwell established long time. They a long time. Them alone control the steel industry. Them get all kind of government you put it, I want to find a way to put it, that government pretty much gave Tankwell everything they need to be the dominant steel manufacturers in this country. And they have used that position to basically squeeze out a black man, because these are two British slave owners descendants, Chris Bignell and his brother Bruce. Governments upon governments, starting with the PMP 18 years in power and under Omar Davis as finance minister, where they handed them a carte blanche to just run the steel industry and keep out everybody else and price it as they feel fit. Omar Davis basically gave them that carte blanche. Both governments have, both the PMP and the GLP, but the PMP throughout its 18 years, firstly. That's where I'm going. And then, yes, this GLP government also gave them call, because both governments on both sides of the aisle have consistently master up the white people them against black businesses in this country. It is about black and white. Always has been. Black businesses can't seem to survive and strive in certain industries because it is controlled by the white Jewish people them. Our governments have consistently propped up Tankwell and made Tankwell into this giant that is basically overwhelming everybody else, and people can't seem to put a foot in it. And so they're trying to stifle out Norman On. And yes, Norman On is my brethren. Underneath when I guess I spell about that. It is not a nice thing to sit down and observe two white men from slave descendants controlling an industry where them determine the price, them determine how much, them determine who, where, and what. And this black man who run an equally powerful big business can't seem to survive because of them. Who gave them that? Our government. Our black government gave that to them, stifling out the little man, leaving them all by themselves. Gave them a blank sheet. Uno write the rules. Uno set the prices. Uno determine who is in and who is out for years, decades even, that they have been running this, where nobody else can get in. And every turn Norman On and his company turn, they were there to block them, to prevent them from competing. We operating in a free market economy. We operate in a free market economy where everybody can compete. You go to a market, one somebody there so with tomato, the next man there side out tomato, somebody over there so with tomato. What you do? Competition. My tomato is for 80. The man beside me is for 70. The woman beside me is for 65. I have choices. That is what free market economy does. Give people choices. But no. Mr. Bruce and Mr. Chris Bignell, Tankwell giants, white wheels of steel industry. No man, them want to set the price. So when poor Norman try to get into the steel industry and sell feed at $5, them go so bam, start sell feed them one for $3. Which is not fair. Not fair. But they want to squeeze him out to make sure say him now make the money. So him bring feed one to $3, come to $3 to them make money. He doesn't. You see, not it. You see, not it. This has been a country. I'm not going to go in the FTC, but the FTC is them. Tankwell have applied for a stay in the FTC ruling for them to try see if them can get it overturned. But I tell you this, if Mark Golding had won the election in September, on September 3rd, the FTC would probably have ruled in favor of Tankwell. I don't trust that FTC, you know, filled up with people. And the composition of the FTC from time immemorial is that they, as I said before, governments are flawed. The bureaucracy, corrupt. It corrupt. They have always, the same decision that they have taken, ruling in favor of ARC system, is the same complaint that ARC have been making over the years, and they have ruled against them. The very same complaint, because they themselves is mired into the preference of the white people above the black people. It's a serious matter in our country that people don't want to address, but it is a serious matter. Why do you think Chris Bignell and Bruce Bignell can act with such impunity towards a man, a black man like Norman On? Because they have been given carte blanche, blank sheet by government upon government upon governments to do as they please. Uno own the steel industry. Uno decide. Uno do how not do. I don't know who named The FTC, I believe, is named by the government. Does the government name that board or the minister? And I see on that board this woman named Nadine Spence, who's supposed to be a political analyst. I want to ask government a question. Let me ask government a question. When a new president is coming to the United States, when a new president is elected, over 2,000 plus employees to the White House have got to look work. Now, if you hear me, when a new president is elected from a new party, so the Republicans in and the Democrats is elected, everybody, when Trump went back, everybody in the White House have got to look at work. Nobody stays except the custodian staff, gardeners, housekeeping, them people there don't lose their work. Everybody else have to look work. It's a simple argument. When you're placing people on these boards and on these commissions, it must be people that supports the government. You can't be looking for people who you believe could be. Them are criticizing, but them could be fair. Them not fair. You either look for your people put on it, or leave it alone. Let make other people full up on it. You can't full up a commission like the FTC with a whole heap of people who are in favor of white people. How does a black man get a fair shake if the Fair Trading Commission is filled up with white people, white-loving people? Because I'm sure Matalan and Tankwell and all of them control the Fair Trading Commission. I am absolutely sure about it. They couldn't escape this one. This was just too real for them to rule in favor of ARC. They couldn't escape it, but they might try to go around it now that they have applied for a. And I tell Norman already, if you want some people to come out there with some placard, just let me know. Come on, go enough for some people. I will go out there with a placard and stand up for him. Because these two guys have controlled the sale of rebar for the longest while and selling it at their own price, and nobody else can get in because them stifling and killing. Yeah, I really should read the whole thing, but it's boring. I don't want to read it to you. I don't want to read the whole boring thing to you. I just want to make you know that Tankwell lost this. Now, ARC system complain about them. And they lost. The FTC rule in favor of ARC. But them now go take it, sir. Them now take it because they have been entitled. All these decades they have been entitled a for them thing. And about to take it from them. Omar give to them. When Manayard give to them. Every minister of finance gave it to them. Peter Phillips gave it to them. Everybody gave it to them. Carte blanche, blank sheet. Right on the own process. Right on the own how to do it. Just write it. Take it and just do it. This way I want it, and this way I do. This I said so. Push out everybody else. We control this. And them don't consider. It's all a simple game, you know. It's not no big nothing. Nobody need to wrap their head around, you know. It's all about the white man controlling a whole heap of things, and the black man can't get through to it. It's all about the white man being allowed for decades to set the price and set the tone and set everything about this thing. And don't give a black man a chance to get into an industry. Jamaica is building all over the world, all over the country. I mean, we're building everywhere. Turn, we're building. Them alone must provide the steel. Them alone must provide the rebar. Them alone, at whatever price them decide. Can you imagine that? Try and imagine that. Them alone producing this thing. Them alone you have access to it. What them can do with that price? Try to imagine what they can do with that price when they are allowed to have a monopoly on that. Try to imagine. But you know, Norman is not a man that speak loud. But I'm glad he took them to the Fair Trading Commission. And I'll be watching the Fair Trading Commission because I don't trust them. It's matter a lot of them people that control that little place then. Them control all of them people then. Them people that care, do not know some white people tell them to do. I will be watching them. We'll be watching them all as to what they are going to do in giving them the stay, and them going by the 23rd, I think, to see if them can grant them a stay and all of that. The Tankwell have taken control of the Jamaica steel industry. And I'm telling you, them now let go. Them squeezing Ark and Norman and the political leaders of our country, our politicians who are friends with these people and get financial backing from these people, but give it to them because they have preference over the white man them. And Jamaicans better wake up, because for decades our country has been sold to the few white people in this country to control some key industries where black people can't seem to get a break in. I want to be able to buy a rebar somewhere else. But Tankwell was never ever a community-friendly organization. It's just something they pretend to do. Them run the Waterhouse football team. When them lose, Bruce Big the land out with the team when the team lose. Better them chat to the people them sometime when them lose. When them win, everything copacetic. The entire communities of Jewsland and Samarkand and Dusk and Balcom Drive and Olympic Way and all the entire communities, we used to be able to go over Tankwell and get second-hand doors, get a 5-length of steel. We can't buy 5-length of steel again. It's a ton. Imagine that. A whole ton. And you have the monopoly over it. You can't sell your community 5-length of steel. You sell it to the distributors, them, the wholesalers, them, and then we have to go buy 5 or 6 sheet from them for higher price. We used to be able to get it. Them lock that down. We used to be able to go over there and get a second-hand door. We used to be able to go in there and walk around and look at all the second-hand door. The man a guy write up something and we go on them prices and give. None of that. Them selling those second-hand doors now to the hotels them and all the big businesses that are building. The communities that Tankwell operate in have absolute no benefit. None out of Tankwell. None. I'm telling you. We used to be able to go over there, check some of the guys that work in there and ask them if no damage ply there, and they would go back to the sales office and would write up what the cost of the damage ply is, and we would get it to buy a door that is damaged. None of that again exists for the community. None. So why is the government giving these people so much leverage on a business and the building industry? Even helping the community that them operate within. Them operate in a community that can't get 2 legs of steel for buy. We used to. But them get cockety because they have had successive governments that just give them a blank sheet. You set the tone for this. You set the price. You decide. And if you're going to hand all of them things up to them, then for God's sake, put something in place that protect us. The community. Why is it that we give them all of that? And we can't get 5 letters steel for that. We can't get one damaged door for that. They must sell it to the people then we have built hotel. Damaged doors. Because a damaged door is just a little knock past something, A little dent past something, What about doors? Me have all the doors in here, except for this one. I can't go and buy them. I will buy them as damaged doors. But they're not damaged really. But now, they changed that now. About 4 years now, we can't get nothing for buy over there. Can't get nothing for buy over there. Because not selling 1 or 2. Not for the community. I'm not talking about general population, but at least for us. That we'd be able to access that. And the government giving them so much leverage and so much tax breaks and so much all kinds of things. Why you can't put some things in place that will allow them to sell us 5 letter steel I mean, you can't control the thing because your government are not running a communist country is a free market. But you could have put something to protect us and protect businesses like Norman on, the black man little business, so at least him can sell us three length of steel at a reasonable price. Take off the monopoly for them and spread it so that everybody have a fair chance of getting 5 or so length of steel that we can get at Tankwell. It's a very unfair process. And I wanted to bring it out so this government can understand that this is it. This is it. And I'm rooting for Norman that this ruling will stand and Tankwell will be put in place. It's about time for them to understand that this is our country. And they are just Jewish white people who come to reap. I'm sure none of them money there really. I'm sure the money there in England mostly. Higher, yeah. Yeah. So there's that. And the bureaucratic systems are corrupt, so I'm sure the FTC is corrupt. Not accusing them of anything. I'm just sure that some people control them. They have always been ruling in favor of the big white man them. One time now them rule in favor of the black man. I will say hooray to that. I was glad for that. I really should wrap up now, but I have one other thing. Maybe I should make it stay. Want to stay with me, or we can wrap up now? Would you like to hear this one other thing? Anybody interested in this one other thing that I have to say? All right. The lady that name is I did it. Yeah. The lady that name Carla Gulato or Gulata. I'm sure it's Italian. She came out the other day and she said something. Let me go see if we can find what she said and share it with you so that we can go word about it. Let's see if we can find it. Yes. Because this woman that runs this thing called Stand Up for Jamaica don't have anything to do except chat and criticize government. She came out and she said that Jamaica's steady decline in offender readmission to correctional facilities is being hailed as a sign of progress. But then she argues that stronger efforts are needed to facilitate the reintegration of these offenders into society. Because reintegration, she says, remains a huge problem. There's a very strong stigma when they apply for the job and the employer hears that they come from prison. It is most of the time a no, and we need to do better on it. Miss Carla, is one thing. Seriously. What's wrong with you, Miss Carla? When people go to prison, you are saying that when them come back, they're good. Them not going back at the rate that they used to go back. You are praising the system and the government for that. Yeah. Them go jail for something. Them serve them time. Them come out. Man go do barbering. Man a run taxi. Man a sell fruit. Man a cook shop. People a do stuff. Miss Carla, what are you talking about reintegration into society? What exactly are you referring to? Because if you are saying that some of them who educated and went into prison and come back out not getting a job, then go talk to the private sector, Miss Carla. That not nothing to do with government. But you're clearly not paying attention. You're not paying attention, Miss Carla. The reason why them not going back into prison after them serve the term and them come out and then that, is because they are fully integrated into what? Farming, barbering, taxing. Miss Carla, do you see much people on the road that sell fruit? Half the places that you say, man, I sell fruit. A man will serve time in a jail and come out back. Look a shop on the sidewalk, water, juice, man turn mason, man turn carpenter, man turn welder. That is why them not going back, Miss Carla. That is why I don't get it. They are reintegrated in society. What do you mean? Somebody should hug them up, wipe them record clean, brush them off, stop telling people say they come from prison. What exactly do you want us to do? Because I don't get when you talk about these things. These things bother me. It bothers me. We have in our community men that come from prison. They're busy car wash. Some of them turn mechanic. And you know, the mechanic doing stuff. They must sell things. They must sell peanut. What's wrong with you, woman? Why you can't find something to do? But while you're on that, let me ask you, Miss Carla. These things bother me, so I'm going to ask you. While you're on that, if you feel that there is an reintegration problem, that people go to prison and them come back and people now recognize them or people are calling them prisoner or, I don't know what you mean, but let's say you feel that way and this is what you're saying you're doing. I don't know what you mean, but I assume you feel that way. What are you doing? What is your organization doing? What help are you offering for that reintegration? Help me out now, Miss Carla. Please tell me, if you feel that people go to prison and then come out of prison and them not going back as fast as they used to one time, and it's a good thing, but you feel that enough is not being done to reintegrate them, what exactly do you mean? Explain to me. Them turn cocaine? Them a criminal? What? Because that is not the case. But even so, what you want to do? Isn't that something that your organization should be helping one? Are you helping one? Somewhere in one community? Tell me one community that UNO there help some people who just come from prison and to help them start back them life and reintegrate. Kind of man don't need no reintegration. Most of them come from prison and spend the first 4 weeks just stand up one side and smoke ganja. That's it. And look. And enjoy them freedom and look around and smile with everybody we pass. You really don't know what's happening out here, Miss Carla. Because you really don't know nobody will come from prison. Do you? Because if you did, you'd be chatting that crap. Most of them come from prison and go back to them community. Them spend the first few weeks of coming out of prison just itching up some of the ganja spliff. Most of them, they've never drink is a spliff. And laughing with everybody and yeah, but there, you know. Yeah, man, at the place, you know. Reintegration. Reintegration, Miss Carla. Them smoking. Them a eat. Them a buy. Do you see them face, Miss Carla, when them go up a little cheap food shop, them go buy $300 food. Yeah. So yeah, we have in there. Yeah. So much of that. Alright, you want them then, no? Chano. He is totally flabbergasted by the fact that he actually can walk out road and buy a $300 food. Well, it really tastes good, but he's flabbergasted by that he's enjoying freedom. What the hell do you want from people? I want to not do anything. You, Jamaican for justice, the rest of UNO not helping, not even one. Not even one, but you have a lot of things to say about a lot of things. And it is very aggravating. UNO sounds stupid. And of course, Matalan just love bringing up on the headline. That's what we do. Miss Carla go find something to do. How about you go check on Tankwell? Check on Tankwell and go about them criminality. Why they want to control the steel industry and believe that nobody else of it in it. Take them on and stop worry yourself about man who come from prison. Because man who come from prison more alright than you. You'll be surprised to know. Man come from prison, by the next day you see him be out of bus, him out of him out at the stoplight, I sell donut. And that is a true story. Man come yesterday, next man, Jameson, man, I sell donut. Rasta Judge. No man have no problem about reintegration. She's fine, my daughter is fine. But Miss Carla, you don't really know what I do, Trust me, you don't really know what I do. So I just want to set you straight on that, about that again. Alright, now who was calling? I really want to what time now? Yeah, well, it's still early, but I mean, somebody was calling. If you want to call back, but on the other phone, remember it's 596-1733. Don't call this one because you've been calling this one. Somebody who do prison term, and when she come to the government, give her a deep freeze and send her where to go and get money. Yeah, I know people like that too, who get help from government when them come from prison. Man get a bicycle and start, turn the bicycle into something and sell peanut. Government give to him. Some scholar, if you do not know what is happening, ask. But the only reason that you're out there making this statement, because your organization is a flimsy organization, because you alone. It's you alone make up the organization, you don't know where going. Maybe you should go to Sicily, go look for your ancestors there. Maybe they need your help down there, sir. I look like things working out here, so for you. But stand up for Jamaica. And you're not standing up for nothing at all about Jamaica. But let me leave you with this, Miss Carla. If you are worried about people who are not properly reintegrated into society, let me draw your attention to one famous man who has been totally reintegrated into society. Because I look like you don't know. So let me say, we can help you. In any which way I can, I want to help. Miss Carla Golata, have you ever heard about one Isaac Buchanan? Have you ever heard of Isaac Buchanan? Let me tell you, give you a short synopsis of the great Isaac Buchanan. Isaac Buchanan is a youth that got prison about 2 times, maybe 2 or 3 times for drugs. Yes. And after all of that adversity, him go prison, him come back, him go law school, get him law degree, turn lawyer, dep on TV, disrespecting women, him throw him off of the TV. Then him help free up Vibes Cartel. Then him got PMP conference and him give a seat in the East Portland and him win the seat. Him sit in the parliament, Miss Carla. Reintegration into society. I mean, that is a classic story of reintegration. Don't tell me you don't know that, Miss Carla. Tell me you know that. Reintegration? A big something this, Come on, Carla. When you were saying these things to the Gleaner, did you not consider that we have a twice convicted drug lord in our parliament? Did you know? Or if you didn't know, I would tell you. Or you don't know. What is it, Miss Carla? Because you just come out here, come chat foolishness all the while, make me have to come out here, come show you the right thing. Anyway, I think that's a bellyful. When you have all had enough of that, let me see some of those comments. What is it, Marcia? What's wrong with you? Exhibit A. Yes, ISAT is Exhibit A. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Godfrey. Exhibit A is Isaac Buchanan. I mean, man was 3 times convicted of drug trafficking. And the man came out of that, went to law school, get a law degree, free Vibes Cartel, turned MP, sit down in a parliament, wearing some ridiculous bright color suit in a parliament, plait up him ear, posing out of parliament with a man friend. Come on, Miss Carla. You want them to say all them things, eh? You don't know? Brilliant young man he is. He is, but yes, they threw him off of the TV station because he was disrespecting women. Remember, he had said some bad things about women, and they took him off the program. That is as good as throwing him off. Don't tell me that is not true. They threw him off. Them never literally lift up and throw him off, but them tell him to come back. That was the end of the program. He never get to go back because he was on there dissing up women. Don't tell me to come on. It is true. Not lying on nobody. So, you can call me on 596-1733. Alright? So, yeah. Yes, I know. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much, Lucille. Yes, people come from prison and get fridge, deep freeze from government for to start back business and lift themselves out of poverty. Reintegration, Miss Carla. Reintegration. Huh? Man, I walk around and sell cigarette. Reintegration. A government give him a bicycle. A government give him a bicycle, you know. He go to prison. He go to government. Tell government say, you know, he want something when he can, you know, walk around and sell something, but he want something for move around. Government give him a bicycle. He must ride around and he must sell my daughter is fine. He must sell cigarette. Yes, Miss Carla. Yes, some people in life say you can reintegrate some people in your yard. I mean, you know, maybe Miss Carla wants somebody. Then that is that. Right? So yeah. Good night, darling. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Alright. So I believe we're at the ending. And it's a good thing. I never feel so good about it, but yeah. However it worked out, that's fine. That's good. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Why you keep asking me how's my daughter, and why you keep saying about what kind of what is this? Why you don't come for the damn life? What kind of mad house? Come for the damn life and go your damn yard. You damn idiot. So there. Yeah, them like to criticize government. Government is them feeding tree. But you know what I think about some of them criticizing government? I believe that they believe that if they criticize the government might give them a position for them to stop talk. Because Michael Manley and I think PG and whatever used to love do that, you know. Soon as people start criticizing, then give them a position in government or something. So yeah, they do that from time to time to get a position. Alright, so that's it. Everybody good? Do have a good weekend, everybody. Rest of the week and weekend coming up, and be good to each other. Remember that Jesus is alive and well and sitting at the right hand of God. Remember that. Alright? Thank you all so much for joining me. Please to say a prayer. Please, asking everyone in this life, say a prayer for that 13-year-old child. Please, bring her before God. You don't know her name, but please just carry her in your spirit before God and ask Him to please cover her under His blood and to guide her out of this dark place that she is in now. You don't know her, you don't know her name, but I want you to conjure up an image in your mind and put her right at the throne of God and ask Him please to keep her safe and to see her through this dark period in her life. Thank you all so much, everybody. God bless you all. Stay safe, everybody, and let us all work together to keep our children safe. Thank you. Good night.